The following segment is sponsored by the Norfolk Tides.
I'm here with Heather McKeating, who is the Director of Community Relations and Merchandise for the Norfolk Tides. Heather, can you tell us, when did the Norfolk Tides start the Youth Field Renovations Program and why?
So in 2012, we decided, we had a new general manager at the time who wanted to implement this program.
Okay.
And we thought, what a great way to give back. The unfortunate part is lack of funds, lack of experience on these Little League and youth programs, fields, and we wanted to find a way where we could partner together and make them better. And so we created this program to be able to give back to the community. It was something our staff could do as a team building, and we could provide the funds and the expertise that we had to go renovate these fields in the Hampton Roads community.
Okay, I love it. That's great. All right, so how do you decide on which field to renovate?
So the process is pretty easy. We put a press release out, and then we do a bunch of social media posts, and we share with our youth, with any youth team, and say, hey, submit your picture of your field, why you think it needs to be made over, and a short description of why it should be made over. At that point, we don't eliminate anyone. We go straight to a voting process, because who are we to say that one is less fortunate than the other? They all need help, but they're just different things that they need from different fields. And so we let the community vote, and that's how we kind of go from there.
Okay, so I'm gonna submit my application because in my backyard, I'm building up.
So do kids play on that?
Yeah, one. Just one child.
Might not be eligible yet, but it needs to be about 8 more kids and a few more places for kids to come play on that field.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. So I'll wait.
The picture's back.
I'll wait. So what is the application process like?
So it's pretty, it really is simple. They're asked to email our staff. It's most of the time it's me. You send me your request and what it looks like. It's a picture and a description. We don't want a long description because we're minimal on words and we don't want to get too wordy in it. And they kind of know what they are asking for. We're not putting lights at their field. We can't get into that process, but we ask them for their bases of, is it a dugout repaint? Is it their bases are uneven? So we ask them to tell us what really the basic needs of their fields are going to be that we're going to make over. And then once we kind of decide, we're going to go to a site visit. So we'll kind of really see what we're working with and make a decision from there, what we actually get to do.
Wow. That is neat.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And Hampton Roads, that is awesome. How many fields do you all revitalize a year or?
So when we first started the program, we definitely took off more than we could chew, and we did 3 fields the first year, and we realized that's a lot. We did 3. We did. But what we realized is we're doing it right in the time of our opening day, along with their opening day. So you can't really take up space because they've got games going on, so we got to be mindful of that. But we have done 1 in the spring and 1 in the fall moving forward. So we've kind of done 2 a year. So we're a total of 15 fields we've made over in the last 10 years. This program is in its 11th year this year. We didn't do 1 in 2021 because of COVID. But fortunate enough, we're glad to have the program back in 2022.
That's awesome. So if they wanted to get involved, how can they get involved in this program?
Absolutely. So on our website is the always up-to-date information. It's at norfolktides.com. It's under our community section and says field makeover. And it's really got everything they need, what time submissions are, what time of year, depending on when you're checking out our website, if we're in a voting process or if we just finished the program. So I think it's just go there and you get all the information. It's got my email on there. They can contact where we are in each phase for our 2 makeovers.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I have enjoyed this interview, and thank you so much, Heather, for taking time out just to sit and talk with me. I've enjoyed this. It's a beautiful day as well.
Yeah, it's a perfect day for walking the room.
Right. So look, we're going to head over to Christy, where she is with the head's groundkeeper, and they're going to tell you how to really get into this program.
So I am with Kenny Magner. He was the head groundskeeper for the Norfolk Tides. The youth field, so you're working a lot with the youth field renovations program. What is your favorite part about that?
Doing something that other folks didn't know what to do with it. And sometimes you see the field that you can tell has been neglected for years. And usually we go in there, we try to assess what we can do the most change in one day that we allow to it. And some fields we go back to if we have to, but most of the time we try to go in there and make a change within 5 to 8 hours, depends on.
Really?
Yes. And we have people that we can contact and bring in, different vendors help us out, and we pretty much knock it out. And to see the folks that didn't know what they were looking at, and then all of a sudden they look at what we did, it's real cool.
So how many fields have you done?
It's ranging 10, 15.
15 fields, huh?
Yeah.
I bet you see a lot of success stories.
Yeah, and I never go back to them, so I don't know what happens to them once I leave. But when we're there, we try to instruct the people that take care of it what to do each time. to stop the lips from getting so high and stop.
What are the lips?
The lips are where the grass we to dirt.
Oh,
I see a lot.
like this part right here?
Right, correct. When you see it'll be a hump there where they dragged in the same direction for years and years and they force it out. They wonder why they have a lip, so they buy more dirt and they fill it back up and they keep forcing it out. Well, you have a bowl, and then the lips are high, so we go in there and remove them right off the bat, and then reshape it and reshape the field.
It's like an art.
Right. And we go in there and we'll go out on a day. We'll go out in advance, see what we can do, and then line everything up. Heather gets everything together. We line it all up. We all hit the field at the same time.
How many, do you have volunteers that come out with you as well?
Volunteers. My staff will be there, and the stadium operations staff will be there, and we attack it.
I can tell you get excited about that.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun. The spring one is a little bit stressful because it's in the beginning of the season for us.
Oh, how do you do both?
Well, we just pick a day when the team's on the road, and I try to plan around what I'm doing here for that. And Heather keeps us informed of what's going on.
It's not even like a job for you, is it? It's like a hobby.
It's just something you just don't, like my wife always says, stop giving away your information. I know a lot about it, and I like to talk about it.
So what's your favorite success story? Like one in particular field, the reaction, what's your favorite story?
The handicap one.
What was that?
That was the one in Suffolk. I believe it was Suffolk that we did it. And the kids couldn't wheel themselves to home plate. Well, we went out and graded it all off and allowed it so they could get to it without getting on that lip.
Wow.
They could get out to it. And they had contacted Heather afterwards and said that meant a lot to them.
Oh, I could only imagine.
There you do a field. You don't really know what's the whole aspect of it is until you hear a response like that from somebody coming
Right.
to tell.
Yeah, it's changing. I mean, who knows? A kid might look at the field and always thought about playing, but like, this is a really awesome field.
Right.
Let's play.
If you carve out and put the edges on it and make it look nice and crispy and put a nice mound on it and stuff, it does make the kids happy. And we, like I said, we do it and leave. We never really see it. A couple years ago, I did go out we did Churchland in the fall, and I went out to their field. And they asked me to come out throw the opening day pitch out.
Did you really?
I went out there and I got to see it was still the way we left it.
Oh.
They took care of it.
I bet they would.
Yeah, so I got to throw out the first pitch, and that was the first time I've ever done that. So I didn't realize it'd be that crowded.
Wow, that's great stuff. Magner, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure.